The first time I saw her, everything in my head went quiet. All the tics, all the constantly refreshing images just disappeared. When you have obsessive compulsive disorder, you don't really get quiet moments. Even in bed, I'm thinking, did I lock the door? Yes. Did I wash my hands? Yes. Did I lock the door? Yes. Did I wash my hands? Yes. We have got to talk about the kids in all those Goosebumps books. For example, if your family vacation is to an amusement park called Horrorland, and your station wagon explodes in the parking lot upon arrival, maybe shrugging it off, buying an extra large popcorn, and heading directly to the deadly doom slide is not your best possible course of action. You are about to hear a strange but true story. Legend has it that Harry Houdini once claimed that he could break out of any jail cell in the world. No problem, said a very old jail down south that accepted his challenge. On the day of the event, many people gathered outside. Very confidently, Houdini walked right into the cell and they shut the metal doors behind him. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults lives with a mental illness. What many of our mental struggles share is that little voice inside our heads, saying and thinking things we don't say and think. The Journal of Anxiety and Disorders reported this January, 72% of subjects with OCD reported an increase in its severity during the pandemic. Through the poetry OCD by Neil Hilborn, Anxiety, A Ghost Story by Brianna Twohy, and Before You Overthink by Prince E, I present Locked Doors, a program. Because though anxiety and OCD feel incredibly personal, you're not alone. On our first date, I spent more time organizing my meal by color than I did eating or talking to her, but she loved it. She loved that I had to say goodbye 16 times or 24 times if it was Wednesday. She loved that it took me forever to get home because there are a lot of cracks on the sidewalk. If you move into your new house, and there's a bunch of small children already living in your bedroom that your parents can't see, maybe don't just grab a juice box and go to play in a cemetery that is in your backyard. When I tell you about the ghosts that live inside my body, and tell you I have a cemetery in my backyard, and in my front yard, and in my bedroom, or when I tell you that trauma is a steep slide you cannot see the bottom of, that my anxiety is a camera that shows everyone I love as bones. When I tell you that panic is a stubborn phantom, that she will grab onto me and not let go for months, this is the part of the story when everyone is telling you to run. Very strangely, Houdini took off his belt. Secretly hidden in Houdini's belt was a 10-inch piece of steel, very tough and very flexible, and Houdini started working. In about 30 minutes, that confident expression Houdini had when he walked in disappeared. In 1 hour, he was bathed in sweat, and at the end of 2 hours, Houdini, in defeat, collapsed against the door, which then opened, because you see, that door had never been locked. When I stopped at a crack in the sidewalk, she just kept walking. When she said she loved me, her mouth was a straight line. She told me I was taking up too much of her time, that this whole thing was a mistake. But how can it be a mistake that I don't have to wash my hands after I touch her? Love is not a mistake. Usually when I obsess over things, I see germs sneaking into my skin. I see myself crushed by an endless succession of cars. She was the first beautiful thing I ever got stuck on. The mind is powerful. How many doors in your life do you think are locked? How many times have you been stuck in the mental prison of overthinking? There is an ancient African proverb that says, when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Your mind, it is the most powerful force you will ever face. It will tell you lies. It will tell you, you can't do that. You're not meant for that. You're not good enough for that. You can't go on anymore. You don't have the energy. You must thank it for its opinion and carry on. Because like Houdini showed us, the only locked doors that exist are in your own mind. The doors in reality are open, and all you have to do is walk through them.